What's going on, everybody? This is Great One DeVore. I'm here with Wes. Unfortunately, Banks couldn't make it with us today. This is the Not for Debate podcast. You are watching or listening to the Not for Debate podcast on YouTube. Hit that like button and subscribe button. How was that this time, Wes? I feel like I should switch up the intro just a little bit.
That was awesome. As usual, we are here on behalf of Banks of America. He couldn't make it tonight. But let's get this thing rolling. The show must go on.
I was gonna say, when it gets to that point where we actually start sponsoring things,
right?
I kind of wanted to test how that would roll off my tongue in the future. Let's just take Bow Chicka Pop popcorn. You ever had that before?
Bow Chicka Pop. No, wait, it's
in the purple. Like I said, when we had this bet against for the Cincinnati Bengals and the Pittsburgh Steelers winning the division, I was gonna say get the Bow Chicka Pop.
Okay, well. I might want some of that popcorn. So my address is you probably gonna be sending me that popcorn, bro.
Yeah, I was gonna say that you put your address up over here because there's some crazy folks out here. We do PO addresses.
Yeah, that's
PO addresses.
I ain't gonna lie, my house is probably the wrong one to show up at being crazy because I probably get crazier on you. It's all type. Never mind. Anyway, the Bengals lost. The Steelers won. Like I said, they would. You know what's funny? I don't like how they did it. Reminded me so much of New England. Like I was just watching New England's offense. Dump it down, dump it down, dump it down. I mean, they got kind of creative with the Wildcat. They got two decent backs. They implemented the Wildcat, which we haven't even seen that play in a while. I think consistently as they used it in that game, and I think they caught Cincy off guard with it, took advantage of it, and won the game. Nothing too exciting outside of a 43-yard bomb to Deontay Johnson, but they won. I like how they won. I wasn't impressed with the New England offense. I hate watching that, but you know.
Would you just think that you're just so accustomed to watching Big Ben launch the ball down the field that now that you have a younger, inexperienced quarterback where you basically have no offensive weapons whatsoever, that you just need to just water it down just a little bit?
That's probably the case. Watching Big Ben launch it so much to Antonio Brown and dump it down to Le'Veon, that's probably what we're used to seeing. But I guess you're right. We got to kind of give Mason a chance to show, why he was drafted. Everybody's expecting him to look right at James Washington because they were drafted out of the same school, same year, I believe. But it looked like the offensive coordinator has different plans. He's trying to, ease him in. And the defense, what were you going to say? Go ahead.
I said I would say that it'd be a great time for the Pittsburgh Steelers to get back to what they're historically known for, was playing good defense and running the football.
Right. I mean, that's just how you win a football game. If you apply that
but that's what they're known for.
Right. That's a thing of the past, though. The thing of the past. Nobody wants to see that anymore, honestly. I love it. I'm old school, but that's not what the league is anymore. Well,
let me ask you this question. About so far of what you've seen from Mason Rudolph. Do you think that he can develop into being, I wouldn't say better than Ben Roethlisberger, but to somewhere close to being that kind of passer that can push the ball down the field?
Of course, in terms of arm talent, it's there. Um, that bomb he threw, it wasn't, Drew Brees, but he got it out there for his receiver to make a play. The arm talent is there. It's just gonna have to come together and mesh with, the offense coordinator, the schemes, and it really is gonna come down to his brain. Can he function, in that system, in that scheme, or can he make plays outside the pocket as Ben did? It's a collective effort. It's just not going to be either you know how to throw or you don't. It's a collective effort.
Okay. So also, I was going to ask, with what are we in, like we're 5 weeks into the season now, would it be safe to say that Juju Smith-Schuster really benefited from Antonio Brown from last year compared to this year? How his level of productivity has been on the decline so far this year?
Most definitely, he benefited from Antonio Brown. Antonio Brown is the best receiver in the league. Well, was. You got to account for that guy. You have to. And now he's not there anymore. So now Juju is seeing double and triple coverage as Antonio did, and you don't have another receiver that caliber of Juju to, who can take advantage of one-on-one matchups or shifted coverages. So yes, he did benefit. Everybody benefited. You don't even see.
So I'm looking at the game logs actually right now, and excuse me, week 1, that was the loss against the New England Patriots. He had 6 catches, 73 yards. Excuse me, 78 yards. I can't read. Week 2, that was 5 catches, 64 yards against the Seahawks. Week 3, that was 3 catches, 81 yards, got a touchdown against the San Francisco 49ers. And, of course, last week, a couple days ago, we ended up having 3 catches for 15 yards. So 5 weeks into the season on a total of 17 catches, 258 yards. That's not even a top 10 receiver status. So hopefully he could pick up that level of productivity, because honestly, I like Juju Smith-Schuster as his personality. I like his personality as a receiver. Hasn't shown quite yet on the field that he could be a number one, but we'll see. It's too early to tell.
Yeah, it's definitely too early for that.
I was gonna say also. I just lost my train of thought, but go ahead, Wes.
Yeah, what I was gonna say is, he may not have the numbers to show, but from what I can see, just outside the box looking in, he's still affecting the team in a much more positive way than if Antonio Brown was still there. Even though he don't got the stat line to show it, I seen him on the sideline talking to Deontay Johnson after a big fumble in the first quarter, I believe it was. And he's just telling him, hey, just tuck the ball this way, they're gonna try to punch it out. Picking his teammates up.
Right.
He ain't over there crying about not getting the ball and stuff. And the thing is, he's younger than most of that team. He's even younger than Deontay Johnson, who we was talking to. And for him to show that, he's showing us he's willing to be a leader, even if he ain't got 1,000 yards or whatever Antonio Brown can produce. But he ain't producing nothing right now. So
yeah, he's 22 years of age, so yeah, that is really young. But since you want to bring up Antonio Brown, do you think he'll ever play football again?
I didn't want to bring him up, but I don't think nobody in the NFL Well, we gamble on him. Dude is talented. I thought he was the best receiver before he got on the Madden cover. It seemed like when he got on the Madden cover, he went crazy. Even after the Facebook live streaming incident, he was still, he was still reasonable. But after he hit that cover, man, he turned into Nino Brown, cutthroat. He turned gangster. You know what I mean?
Right. I'm gonna have to disagree with you though. I think he'll end up getting another opportunity. I know a lot of people have spoken out and said that Antonio Brown needs help. I'm gonna have to agree with that too, because like there's just no way that a human being could literally be that freaking selfish, and that some of the bonehead things that he has done, like where he had the opportunity to make like what was it, $54 million if he just would have been quiet for like another what 24 hours, he could have ended up getting all that money from Oakland. And honestly, I think that he was on his best behavior in New England. I just felt like they just ended up finding out something that was just the final straw with him. But as we saw in the past with other NFL players that have done far worse, like Antonio Brown has stated in quite a few of his tweets, I feel like he's gonna get another shot. You said what?
All right, say he does get another shot. Who, aside from the Miami Dolphins, who I already know you're thinking off rip, who aside from them is willing to take a chance on dismantling, whatever psyche they have in their locker room? Because that's probably what's coming. Because, I mean, if you can't get right in New England, where can you get right at?
I would think at a point where he would be humbled, where I'd probably say he would come to his senses and be like, man, my life ain't nothing without football. I need to do this.
What team is taking a chance on that? What team? And I think I would like to see him go to the Jets. I would love to see that.
I would probably say either the Jets, the Bills, or maybe even Kansas City.
Oh, man, that'd be terrible for anybody to deal with.
I'm just saying, like, Andy Reid has had some experience with some hothead players. I think Andy Reid, especially troubled players. Andy Reid, I feel like he'd be a good coach for Antonio Brown. Now, just for the lack of for the need, I'll probably say the Buffalo Bills and the New York Jets. I don't even think Adam Gase can handle Antonio Brown, to be honest with you, but they do need a weapon on the outside to get that like almost dead last offense going.
I'm sorry, I need to get this out. And Adam Gase is the new Jeff Fisher. All right, go ahead.
What? He's the new Jeff Fisher.
What has Adam Gase done?
Took the Dolphins to the playoffs.
First of all, okay, they went to the playoffs. Wow. First time in, 38 years? Whatever.
That's a big accomplishment. In his first season with the Miami Dolphins, he led them to a 10-6 season and took them to the playoffs.
So you positive he didn't just inherit a good team?
You know what? I hate that crap. Look, I can understand the fact that if a coach inherits a team that went to the playoffs, but he didn't. He inherited a team that was built by Joe Philbin, and he took the team to the next level. He deserves all the credit for that. Because if that was the case, Joe Philbin should have did it. He should have did it, but he didn't.
Well, Gase didn't really build a great team, honestly, after he got there. Dude didn't even know how to use what he had.
I felt like he did know how to use what he had. I feel like also when it comes down to when you bring in a new head coach, you got to give them an opportunity for you to, get the kind of players that you like. And I felt like he was starting to if the Miami Dolphins would have gave him another year, I feel like That should have been his last year. This year should have been his last year for you to get this ship right, because you did have a couple of bumps in the road as the Miami Dolphins head coach in 2017 and 2018. People seem to forget in 2017 Ryan Tannehill did go down in training camp, and let's not forget to mention that they did have the hurricane week one of the regular season, so the Miami Dolphins didn't even end up playing their first game of the season. So they literally played 16 games straight in 2017. 16 games straight.
Matt Moore was better than Ryan Tannehill. I said it.
Yeah, okay. To be quite honest with you, I think Ryan Tannehill would have won us that playoff game against the Pittsburgh Steelers if he was healthy.
He would have probably got hit even harder by Bud Dupree for trying to roll out like that.
I really like, to be honest with you, when I saw Matt Moore play that 2016 season, when he was on the roll against the Jets, the Bills, and then we was going into that playoff game, I was like, you know what, he just might be better than Ryan Tannehill. But Matt Moore is just like any other backup quarterback. That's with Case Keenum. It comes with Case Keenum. It comes with honestly, I think Jared Goff, he didn't look that good against Tampa Bay, but we'll probably talk about this later. But yeah, when it comes down to when quarterbacks they look good at first, and then they start to turn down a little bit, and that's when they start turning the football over. That's what Matt Moore is. He's just a backup. You know, have him sit down for a couple of games. He'll come in. He'll be hot for maybe 2 or 3 games, and then it's time for you to sit down because we don't need you. Now, it's an expectation thing, actually.
I was just about to say that. You took the words out of my mouth. From an expectation standpoint, we did not get to see Ryan Tannehill do what he was drafted to do. I was more excited about the team moving the ball downfield, watching Matt Moore, because we really not expecting that from him. And Matt Moore did an awesome job stepping in when asked to.
True that. I can agree with. 2016, no.
Look,
I feel like it was a toss up. I think it was a toss up in 2016. 2017, I just feel like it was just a big mess in 2017. But to be fair, even though I kind of wanted Banks to be on the podcast too, I didn't even want Ryan Tannehill to be drafted because I felt Matt Moore should have been our starter.
Speaking of, how about those Rams? Got a 50 burger
that's right.
Put up on them, a 40 burger.
I really wanted to save this until Banks was able to get back on the podcast.
Nah. He had his chance. He blew it. We finna do this.
I feel like we're doing him a favor by him not being on the podcast right now.
And how fitting is it that one of his favorite quarterbacks of all time, who's on his way to being the greatest. I was
just about to say that too.
He's on his way to be the greatest quarterback in the league, according to him. Does his team in? Absolutely. Jameis Winston was focused. He was flawless. I mean, honestly, I think it's just a product of Arians. But he did his thing.
Is that, and I also think he holds on to the ball too long. Actually, he holds on to the ball too long.
I've always said that his arm talent is stellar. It's just he messes up in critical moments, and now we see what he does when he doesn't mess up. I put 50 burger on you. And by doing that,
I wouldn't read too. I would have to see another week before I was 50 points. Really, I mean, is it just the Rams' defense is just that terrible? I'm not gonna give all the credit to Jameis Winston on this one. I felt like Jared Goff did play pretty bad. He threw 2 picks in the first half, so
it was an expectation
and they capitalized
thing.
on the second one.
So you don't think that was an expectation thing? Jared Goff has been doing well within Sean McVay's system. Jameis Winston, he fluctuates so much. It's just we we're not expecting him to put up 50 with that team. I think it's an expectation thing, but I've always seen Jameis is capable. And Jared Goff starting out, we didn't really see him as capable, with that Jeff Fisher thing going on. But
I'm still not a believer in Jared Goff. I'm sorry, I'm just not. I know he's put up 30 plus touchdowns back to back seasons, but I felt like during that Super Bowl, before that, his rookie season, because I got to see him actually play against the Miami Dolphins. He didn't look good at all. Like, he just looked like he didn't even know the offense, to be honest with you. I know that offensive line was terrible back then, but come on now. Like,
they probably still won the game, though.
Good.
They probably still won.
No, the Dolphins won. Actually, the Dolphins won.
That's a shocker.
It was part of our winning streak. But yeah, I'm just not a believer in Jared Goff at all. And like, I'm starting to see it even more now, a year removed out of the Super Bowl. Like, I feel like if you literally just mix up your coverages and disguise your blitzes, Jared Goff is just going to not. He's just not going to get the job done for you. And with Todd Gurley struggling, I just do not see the Los Angeles Rams being able to come out of the West.
Well, you got the Seahawks. The Seahawks, man, they are definitely exceeding expectations, according to some. But you called it out. You said the Seahawks will win this division, and that's what they're on.
Oh, the Niners. I was like,
I'm sorry.
Seahawks. Wait a minute. I was like, wait a minute, the Seahawks. But yeah, the Niners. Yeah, absolutely. Not the Niners, man. I got an eye for talent, baby.
I got the Seahawks in my head right now because I'm thinking about tomorrow night's game. They'll be taking on the Rams, and I think the Rams will, bounce back.
Yeah, that'd definitely be a good game. But back to my Niners. When I looked at what they did. Well, even before at the end of last season, you look at their front line, like it's ferocious. You got DeForest Buckner.
Their front seven has been ferocious. Their front seven has
been ferocious. But when you end up adding a Nick Bosa to it, on top of adding a corner opposite of Richard Sherman,
you know what? I just thought about it. I just had a little epiphany. The 49ers defense is very similar to the Bears. And the Bears are wrecking shop right now.
I wouldn't probably say it was there yet because the Bears have Khalil Mack, and I would not disrespect Khalil Mack by saying that Nick Bosa is as good as Khalil Mack, but
I said the defense was similar, bro. I did not say nobody. You didn't hear that. I said the defenses were similar.
Yeah. But I'm just saying though. You said similar, like I wouldn't say.
I know.
That
the first thing that comes to mind is Khalil Mack because that's where it all starts. But I'm just saying in terms of speed, athleticism, they kind of right there with them. They got linebackers that can move. D-line is strong and fast. Secondary,
right?
I think I wouldn't say Richard Sherman is, Speedy Gonzalez, but secondary is pretty quick too.
Yeah, true that. I did want to ask before we actually got into our Week 5 picks was what do you think about the Minnesota Vikings and Kirk Cousins?
Happens to the best, have a little down slope in his game, have a little regression, but I feel like he's one of them guys that's just gonna keep trying and keep giving it all he's got, which I don't think he's top. Well, I gotta say he's top 16, but like if I had to choose, I choose somebody else. Kirk ain't really impressed me that much. I'm more impressed with what's around him than I am with Kirk. So
right.
I feel like he'll bounce back though.
I think as far as this past week, I feel like they're being a little bit harsh on him. I know he didn't exactly play a good game, but you
Well,
still got to give
they're
credit to
being
Chicago and the defense.
always. I feel like people are being harsh on him now because it kind of came out of Adam Thielen's mouth. Not exactly, but you know how the media is. They'll take whatever you say and they'll turn it in whatever they
He
want
shouldn't
to.
have said that anyway, though. I think he shouldn't have said that. You got to keep that inside the locker room.
That is true, but you get frustrated. A guy like Thielen, who has had two back-to-back Pro Bowl seasons, and dude is a heck of a route runner, man. He's a heck of a player, heck of a receiver. When you got a guy like that, it's easy to get frustrated when you're not getting fed the ball, or just not winning in general like you used to. So I can easily, see what happened there.
True. Well, that's a lot of money that the Minnesota Vikings are going to end up having to swallow if Kirk Cousins is not going to be the guy. I'll take Kirk Cousins and Miami Dolphins, but we have Josh Rosen.
Yeah, I bet off for Rosen.
Well, let's go ahead.
Bro. Let Rosen build a little chemistry with somebody. I kind of seen his chemistry with Kirk building, but the Cardinal had eyes for Kyler Murray. Yeah, let's go ahead and do some picks. I already got the Rams coming out with the W over the Seahawks. Who you got?
So you already hot and ready, huh?
Yes, sir.
So yeah, Rams and Seahawks. That would be the Thursday night game. Damn, that sucks because I thought Banks would have been on here for this too. You know what?
Well, we know who he's
I'm
picking.
gonna go. Oh yeah, we already know who he's picking, but I think I'm gonna go ahead and roll with. I'm gonna go with Seahawks too. I feel like with that Rams defense struggling the way that it is, I think the Seahawks will be able to capitalize on that. So yeah, I'm definitely going Seahawks.
Well, it's not like the Rams are the freaking Cardinals who people just run through every week. I mean, I feel like the Rams can bounce back.
Yeah, but come on now, who would you, if I was to ask you who will put up 50 points, Russell Wilson or Jameis Winston, who would you pick?
Russell
If
Wilson
last
off
week
the
never
rip.
happened.
Russell Wilson off the rip.
Okay, so with Russell
Okay.
Wilson, but them playing in Seattle where they have the 12th man, it's a divisional game. I'm taking Russell Wilson.
All right, challenge accepted. I got Jacksonville coming out with a W over Carolina, simply because I feel like Jacksonville got into a groove running the ball. I feel like they're gonna control the clock and keep it away from Kyle Allen. And Kyle Allen will probably, try to do too much on one or two drives, throw a pig, do a turnover. That'll probably cost them the game. That's just what I see.
Excuse me, hold on, let me get to this page real fast. You said the Jacksonville Jaguars and the Carolina Panthers?
Yes. I'm
That's a
taking.
tough one.
It is, man.
Tough one.
But I feel like Jacksonville got their little groove going. They gonna pull it out. Who you got?
Them playing with two first year quarterbacks.
Oh yeah, that's pretty interesting. I'm more impressed with Minshew, honestly, than anybody.
What's his name? Kyle Allen.
Yeah, Kyle Allen.
Yeah, Kyle Allen.
You going with the Jags? You going with the Jags? Don't even.
No, see, I like Christian McCaffrey more than I like.
Fournette.
Yeah, I like Christian McCaffrey more than I like Fournette. I feel like Fournette's a little bit one-dimensional. Christian McCaffrey could catch the ball out of the backfield, line up as a receiver on the outside, do a whole bunch of things. So I think, and plus, you got to look at Jacksonville. They're not exactly playing the best defense right now, and they're talking about Jalen Ramsey may not even be playing because he's having back issues. So I'm gonna go ahead and go. I'm going Panthers this time.
All right. Well, we are opposite ends of that. All right. Let's not even pick this game. Patriots at Washington. I do not like the upset there. We're all wrong last week. But I feel like if Josh Allen wouldn't have got hurt last week, they'd have definitely had a shot at that one with the Pats. Don't do it, bro. Just Patriots. All right. Next pick. Buffalo Bills at Tennessee, the defensive battle. Buffalo doesn't have their quarterback, or may not have their quarterback. Tennessee is stout, man. They're really stout. It's a stout defense. I go with Tennessee.
Marcus Mariota bought himself another week because I was expecting this week to be the week for Ryan Tannehill to come in.
I know you know it's coming.
Pissed off at the first half. I was pissed off at the first half when I saw Marcus Mariota throw 3 touchdowns. I was like, damn, I gotta wait another week. But I'm gonna go ahead and go with Buffalo. I'm going with Buffalo. That defense is really good.
My dog, be smart about it. All right.
I'm being very smart. Like, people underrate that Buffalo Bills defense. Last year, they held their Buffalo Bills team in a whole lot of games when Josh Allen was not playing, when he was hurt, and they had, what was that bum's name that threw like 7 picks in the game?
Nathan
Peterman. Thank you, Nathan Peterman. Like, the Buffalo Bills defense held them in a lot of games, and I believe they was like, what was the top 3 in the league. So what is the Titans offense, especially with Marcus Mariota as the starting quarterback? I'm going with the Buffalo Bills, man. And then with Frank Gore, the inconvenient truth. Hey, it's Franklin. He's gonna be in there. He's gonna be in there. I'm definitely taking.
That's probably one of the games I would want to watch, even though the Steelers are playing the Ravens at one. I don't too much care to see that one. I feel like the Steelers probably gonna lose that one.
Right.
I like the Steelers to lose to the Ravens, and I'm a Steelers fan, but I'm not biased. I use my logic. You know, you got Mason Rudolph in there. Yeah, this is his second year. It's also Lamar Jackson's second year, but Jackson is just too much to handle. We're just gonna have to see if Pittsburgh's more, speedy linebackers, front seven. We're gonna have to see if they step it up and, control the tone of the game with the front seven.
It's a divisional game. Y'all at home. I'm taking y'all. Plus, this game is going to be very, very important for the Baltimore Ravens to see if they can actually bounce back, especially on the defense. Because like I said multiple times before the season started, they don't have that defensive leader that they have had over the past couple of decades.
C.J. Mosley.
No, yeah, C.J. Mosley's not with them. He's with the Jets.
Yeah, he was last year though. I'm saying, what leader are you talking about?
I'm talking about right now. They don't.
Oh, okay. Well, Earl Thomas is supposed to step in to be that guy.
Yeah, he's not a leader.
I'm just saying. Pump the brakes now. Earl still hold it down.
He's probably one of the best safeties in the league. Yes, but when it comes down to actual leadership as far as a defense, come on now. If you flipping off your head coach as you're being caught off the field, that's not. Man. Don't talk about. I'm just saying, like, you've never seen something like that. You've never seen anything like that.
Well, you gotta understand, he did that because he felt like he was kind of betrayed and stabbed in the back there. He didn't want to go out there holding out. No, he was holding out for a contract when he got hurt. And I guess Pete Carroll was just like, hey, it is what it is.
It's a business. You know how you feel betrayed when it comes down to being a business. If they didn't want to end up paying them, which I felt like that's not what they were going to do anyway, then why are we so salty about it? If you know you can play, you can play. I do understand the fact that yes, you making me play, risk me getting injured, which is why basically what ended up happening. But you still got to keep your composure, especially on national television. Like, what would it look like? All them kids out there, you flipping off your head coach on national television. I had never seen anything like that.
Yeah, I gotta agree with you there. That was a little immature, but I mean, you gotta look. It
was savage. I ain't gonna lie, it was savage.
You gotta see it from both. I mean, you don't hear people crying about what Baker did, really, and that was probably the coolest thing I've ever seen.
Which thing? Because he did a lot of things.
Go out there and tell him to suck it and back it up. I forgot what team they was playing, but they didn't want to shake his hand at the coin toss or something like that. He went out there and showed out on them, man.
Yeah, I was going to say, because Baker Mayfield is always in the headlines saying something.
Yeah, I mean, he's that leader, too. He's vocal about it. He also got to be careful about what he says.
Oh, yeah. If they don't win, they're not. Everybody's going to be looking at Baker. Everybody's going to be looking at Baker.
Mm-hmm. That's what comes with it. All right. Arizona and Cincinnati. I got Cincinnati. Even though, they got a lot of people hurt right now. I like Cincinnati. Andy Dalton bounce back.
Arizona and Cincinnati.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. I like Andy Dalton against that Arizona Cardinals defense. I'm going Cincinnati. Yeah.
Against the Arizona red carpet defense. All right. Atlanta at Houston. Shoot.
Houston.
I gotta go with Atlanta.
I'm taking Deshaun Watson and the Houston Texans. Never, ever going to trust the Atlanta Falcons again.
I told you, bro. You gotta stop living in the past, man.
What you mean? It's a consistent thing.
Every week is a new week.
It's a consistent thing with the Atlanta Falcons. They suck. Like, I'm just tired of the excuses from the Atlanta Falcons. Something's got to happen by the end of the season with the Atlanta Falcons. Either you end up, firing the head coach, even though I really don't think that's going to be much of a difference. You could break the band up, get rid of Matt Ryan as your quarterback. You do what you need to do. But at the end of the day, they're not being competitive. Like, the division is up for grabs right now. You have the New Orleans Saints. They downgraded it to Teddy Bridgewater. You have the Carolina Panthers with Cam Newton end up being hurt. You have the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. They're on the rise, but it's the Atlanta Falcons' time, and they literally just keep on dropping the ball. So we're not. Excuse me. I know we on the podcast, but after the Falcons.
Okay. Yeah, I believe you're still salty from the Super Bowl.
I'm not salty from the Super Bowl. I'm just tired of Atlanta Falcons fans. They rep their team and say how good their team is, but their team sucks. Their team sucks. They are a letdown.
I'll tell you one thing. They didn't win that Super Bowl because they didn't deserve it. They went out there, they played one half of football and laid down. So it is what it is.
What you mean they gave it away? They gave it away.
They didn't give it away worse than the Seahawks did. I know that. I say they just laid down.
I take the Seahawks loss more than I'll take the Falcons loss, because you literally you was beating them by more than 20 points.
Nah, that Seahawks loss. That's tough. Why are we even talking about the Patriots again, man. We doing picks. Let's get away from
That came down to the wire, though. It came down to the wire for the Seahawks. It's a heartbreak. But when it comes down to the Falcons, they took your soul. They literally took your soul.
Maybe they never had none to begin with. Maybe they've been pretending this whole time.
Oh, I don't care. I don't like the Falcons anyway. Let's move on.
Tampa Bay at New Orleans. Bridgewater or Jameis. This should be a good game also. But I'm gonna say Tampa Bay takes this one.
I was gonna say the same thing.
What
I was
you got?
gonna say the same thing because of the fact that
All right. Well,
people
seemed like I lost
people
you
sleep
for a second there.
people sleep on
I hope you
the
don't.
people sleep on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers defense a lot. So I feel like the Tampa Bay Buccaneers is gonna give Teddy Bridgewater a lot that he can handle. And if Jameis can play somewhat of a decent game, I think we'd be good to go. Plus, I feel like him capitalizing off that win against the Los Angeles Rams is going to be a huge confidence builder for Jameis too as well.
All right. Yeah, agreed. Definitely agreed. And next we got the Vikings at the New York Giants. Vikings probably will outscore the Giants by a lot.
I like this game because it's really going to give us a true test to see exactly if Daniel Jones is an NFL quarterback. That's really what I really want to know right now, because the first couple of weeks against these dumpster can defenses is not exactly good enough to show me enough. So this will be a good game for Daniel, but I'm going with the Vikings though.
All right, I agree with you. Daniel got to show us a little something here. Viking defense is better than most. Chicago at Oakland. This is going to be a revenge game for Khalil Mack. I see Khalil Mack taking out so much anger on his former team. And I say Chicago wins this one.
Yep, I agree. Chicago. And I think I don't wish any injury on anyone, but this is a blessing for the Chicago Bears that they don't not playing with Mitchell Trubisky. I feel like if Mitchell Trubisky would have played last week, they would have lost the football game, but Chase Daniel ended up finishing the game. But I feel like him at quarterback is a huge difference from Mitchell Trubisky turning the football over on a high rate.
All right, I hope he come back with his swag he had last year.
He still was a turnover machine.
Yeah, he had some swag. He was doing a little something last year. All right. Anyway, we got the Jets at Eagles. I don't think we even got to talk about this one. The Jets have who they got at quarterback?
We might.
Yeah, Jordan Howard. Okay, whatever. But who the Jets have at quarterback that is going to stop the Eagles D-line?
No, well, they said that Sam Darnold is back at practice, so he may end up playing. It's a game time decision. So it may end up being Sam Darnold, or you might continue on with Luke Falk. But due to the Philadelphia Eagles' secondary, I would never, ever rule out the opposing team that's playing the Philadelphia Eagles.
Okay. I got you.
But I am taking the Eagles, though.
I just see. Yeah, okay. There you go. I just don't see. If Darnold plays, I like the Jets to win. If Darnold doesn't play, it's obvious. Philly will take this one. Moving on to a divisional matchup between Denver and the LA Denver just lost Bradley Chubb for the season.
Don't make
I
a
think
difference.
and the Chargers gained Melvin Gordon. That makes a difference. I don't know
No,
if you've seen Leonard Fournette run all through the Broncos defense for 220 something yards last week, but having to deal with Gordon and Eckler, I don't think it's going to be easy for the Broncos to even keep up with these guys. I see
it's
a
not.
blowout.
It's not. It's like I said. It's not going to make a difference for the Denver Broncos. They cannot stop the run. So I would expect Melvin Gordon and Austin Eckler to both have big games. Hopefully, it's just going to be Austin Eckler, especially
Your
for my
fantasy team,
fantasy team sake wise. But I hope
right
they
on.
literally just run it with Austin Eckler just to prove that Austin Eckler is going to be the future, and Melvin Gordon, as soon as your contract is up, see ya.
Right. Okay. Moving on to the Green Bay Packers at Dallas Cowboys. I'm picking the Packers. No, I'm changing that. I feel like I'm underestimating the Cowboys right now, even though that was hard to say. I feel like the Cowboys offense is probably no. You know what? Changing it back. Green Bay defense has been balling, and their offense. When the offense heats up and the defense is playing good, that is a scary team. Just as Banks of America said, that's probably one of the scariest teams in the league when they're playing good football.
I would take I will take the Packers if they play better better against the run, because they played pretty bad against the run against Jordan Howard and the Philadelphia Eagles last week. Just imagine what Ezekiel Elliott's going to do to them this week.
I
They
know.
cannot afford. They cannot afford for Aaron Rodgers to be on the sideline for long periods of time, and they have to be stuck in for him to play hero ball once they get down early. So I feel like they need to, of course, like I said, stop the run, and number two, they had to establish their own running game and get back to what they was doing in the previous weeks of not putting too much on Aaron Rodgers' plate. But
Oh,
I'm going.
definitely. If Green Bay gets to run the ball, I'd like them to run away with it. But if Dallas can actually keep Aaron Rodgers on the field, you're probably right about. I mean, keep him off the field. You're probably right about that.
Yeah, but I'm never gonna go up against the GOAT, so I'm going Green Bay.
All right, and we got the Colts at the Chiefs. Uh, Brissett won't be able to keep up.
No,
Uh,
I think it's a possibility. I wouldn't
so
rule it
this is
out.
so this is your upset of the week. You and I
Yep.
both know the
I'm
Chiefs are
I'm
favorites.
I'm going to this is going to be my upset of the week. I feel like Jacoby Brissett, he rises to the occasion in games. I really like Jacoby Brissett. Like I said, I wanted the Dolphins to end up making a trade for Jacoby Brissett before we went into the draft
They
last
are
year,
not.
since we ended up getting all those New England Patriots coaches. So I felt like he would have been a good fit, considering the fact that he knows the system.
Right.
But
But the
yeah, I'm definitely.
Dolphins, Miami's not that smart. We both know that. They
Of
rather go
course
get
not.
the old washed up vet. But I got KC. All right, so you pick Indy. And last
What
but not
upset you?
least, that's a possibility, man. The Colts have been playing good. Uh, we just have to see what the Colts defense does. Cause they playing the best offense in the league. And last but not least, we got the Cleveland Browns at the 49ers. I know who you picking, and I'm picking the same. We just talked about this. These guys are riding a wave right now.
It's gonna be a good game though, because I like what the Browns did. They ran the football. I with I don't know the status of Jarvis Landry after him leaving the game with the concussion.
Right.
So I know they're looking pretty skimp in that receiving core room. Of course you have Odell, but I'm gonna go ahead and go with the Niners.
Right on.
Yeah, I'm definitely going with the Riders. So that's set in stone for you, the Niners too?
Definitely. Most definitely.
It's actually going to be kind of boring this week since the Miami Dolphins they're going to actually play.
Oh man, it's the best week of the season. We can get to see that junk on TV at home.
Hey, I was actually thinking that if the Dolphins and the Dolphins and the Pittsburgh Steelers play on Monday night, what do you think they would cancel it?
Man, they better off going to get the Lingerie Football League and play against the Dolphins. 'Cause we already know the Dolphins are going to get destroyed on prime time. We know this.
Oh, damn, it's like that, huh? But the Pittsburgh Steelers are playing better than the Dolphins right now. I think it's a toss-up right now.
It's just that the Dolphins are the worst team in the league, man. They've been that way for so long, and until they do something about their ownership, or whoever calls the shots, I don't see it changing no time soon.
The worst team in the league. Now that was a shot.
Not the worst, maybe not the worst, but bottom 5 worst for a while. Except for them years they made the playoffs, of course. I know you're going to bring that up.
In the middle of the pack for a while, but okay.
I mean, think about it. You're a Dolphins fan. I'm a Steelers fan. Your middle of the pack is a little bit different from mine, ain't it?
We had the same record last year, so I feel like we're just about the same.
We did not have the same amount of Lombardis, okay?
Oh, wait a minute. We don't have the same amount of Lombardis, but this is about what have you done for me lately. When was the last time you raised a Lombardi trophy? I'll wait.
2008.
Yep. That was a decade ago.
What have you done?
That was a decade ago.
I'm going to destroy my whole team. I'm trading everybody away to start my own regime. That's what y'all done for us lately. That's what the Dolphins have done lately. Steelers, what have we done lately? We dropped 3 games, obviously, but division ain't that great right now. It's still competitive amongst the division. There's still a chance. With the Dolphins, there's no chance they pull it out. And good luck with that pick y'all got from Minka, because Minka is holding it down back there.
It's all good. I'm going to continue to lose. Y'all just make that pick more valuable as the weeks go along.
As long as they get more wins than the Cincinnati Bengals, I'm good.
I'm sure. But is there anything you would like to add before I end up closing out this pod?
Once again, thanks everybody. Sorry, Banks of America couldn't be here, but we are here on his behalf. And catch y'all on the next one.
All right, this is the Not for Debate podcast. You can listen to us on YouTube, like, comment, subscribe. You can also find us on Twitter at Not for Debate Podcast. Also on Instagram at Not for Debate Podcast. Like I said, this is the Not for Debate. Oh crap, messed that all up. This is the Not for Debate podcast, and we are out.